Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to another mic'd up video. We'll be doing some power snatches, some power clean and jerk, some front squat plus jerk, and either snatch push press plus overhead squat or snatch balance. One of the two. Something in that realm. But I've tried to record this intro a couple times. I've gone on rambles about nutrition stuff because I was listening to a little bit of the Zach Chandler's podcast, the Come Correct podcast, because he just released a full episode. He had the little preview episode earlier today that I watched that, and I'm really suspicious of that guy that he has on there. So I suppose it'll make for an interesting podcast, but when someone comes out and says that the conventional wisdom and logic of calories in, calories out doesn't make sense or is wrong, it's a little suspicious. It's like someone saying, if you increase volume and intensity, you eventually will get to a point where you lift more weights if you linearly progress, or some, basic fact about lifting that it's hard to really think of off the top of my head. But if you increase load, you'll get stronger. I suppose that's like a basic fact of lifting. And someone saying, well, you can't increase load to actually get stronger. You have to only lift light weights. So we know it's a charlatan. So I'm a little suspicious of the guy, which makes me interested to listen to it to see if he is actually a charlatan or what his reasoning is for going against wisdom. Because you're going to have to provide a lot of evidence to go against what is pretty obviously true. That if you measure how much you eat, you can control how much you weigh. As long as other constants are there, or you manipulate those other things, like you exercise and generally move throughout the day as well as eat. But I think I love anyone that comes with the argument of calories in, calories out it's not the actual thing that you need to use, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, I'm already really suspicious. It's like, measuring how much weight I lift isn't the important thing to do. It's like, well, no, it's really important because it's how I measure growth, and how you measure how much you eat or the quality of the food. You have to track it. And I don't always do a good job of tracking, and I don't do it a ton. But if I'm really focused on gaining or losing weight, then I start to do it because it works. It's very easy to do. If you're dedicated to it, it takes more discipline than it is mental effort or anything like that. But it works because your body just takes an energy and expends it at different rates. So whatever that rate happens to be. And I find it hilarious, but I've been warming up for long enough. I'm going to get 95 pounds on the bar and start doing some power snatches. But I'm very interested to listen to the full thing. Because I think Zach I actually am quite enjoying his podcast, and I like how he has the episode from it. I think it does a good job of introducing you to the podcast, because there's a couple of them I didn't listen to, I think, with fighters, because I care actually nothing about MMA, fighting, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, any of that stuff. I think it's the weirdest thing that there's been several weightlifters and powerlifters that quit lifting, like Chad Wesley Smith and Zach for a little bit. And I don't know, there's been other people, I think, or maybe it's just those two, and they're most of what I watch in lifting. But they suddenly get into MMA and stuff, and good Lord, I could not care less about that activity. I know it's very popular, but I don't see how it relates to weightlifting at all. I've never really been that interested in it, but I'm also not a fighter. I'm a lover of these weights, and these weights just don't love me back. Feel pretty good. Interesting enough. I'm not worried about doing the full overhead squat after I do these, since I'm going to do it at the end of this workout. Of course, someone in the neighborhood has your horn blaring, but that's just the life I live out here in the hood. But I'm going to take the normal jumps from 61, I guess, in here to 70 to 80, and do a couple singles there. Maybe push up a little bit past 80, but nothing that's too crazy, because the goal of this day is to do powers for one, but to make them easy powers. So I'm focusing on the speed, obviously some of the technique as well, but really just focusing on moving the bar effectively and preparing myself for day one, which is tomorrow, which will be the hang snatch and stuff. So we'll get 61 on there and keep working. I can't wait. I got to listen to it while I lift. It'll also be good because it's not music and stuff. So hopefully Zach doesn't copyright the video. That would be pretty toxic. But it'll keep me from getting too intense because I'll be, listening to a podcast and not, music or I guess nothing. I don't know if that makes it more intense or not. But just 61 here. Let's do a single here, then go to 70. Feels fine. Let's go up to 70. Nothing really too much to remark. Guy said he water fasted for 7 days and did CrossFit workouts twice a day. I'm leaning towards charlatan. Unless the CrossFit, any workouts twice a day without water. What fluids are in your body? That's what's funny with people like this is he's talking about calories in, calories out being flawed. What's wrong with water? Why are you water fasting? I just didn't have water for a week and I worked out twice a day. Uphill in the rain both ways. I did 10 by 10 German volume squats twice a day for a week and I didn't eat anything or drink anything. You just eat a Cheez-It once a week and you're inferior. Oh. Oh, I might have turned this off. It was going to crack me up and distract me. This is 70 kilos, so we're go ahead and get this. Maybe I'll leave it on because it'll keep me from going heavy. Chase thousands of people's lives by not drinking water for a week, working out twice a day. I know I didn't have to drink water. I mean, I get dehydrated, teaching all day and talking. Who would have thought I just need to man up and just realize I don't actually need I don't need hydration. That's overrated. I think I figured out how Ilya was able to train so hard. All those workout videos working up to the 2014 or 15 World Championships. Because he worked out, 2 or 3 times a day, most days of the week. He just didn't drink water. Who would have thought? It's gotta be one of I went on a 7-day water fast. Well, you had to have been. I mean, you just think about like the actual like mechanism of how you would have to get some sort of hydration. So you're eating vegetables and fruits and stuff. So it's not as if you're not having any water. That's such a misnomer because like you would die without water for a week. And the assumption if it's a water fast is you're not fasting food. So food has water in it. So you literally can't fast water. Like it's physically impossible to fast water unless you want to die. You don't have to drink a glass of water. You could eat a bunch of vegetables and fruit and get a lot of hydration. I did a 7-day water fast and I worked out twice a day. CrossFit workouts, like that's supposed to make me think it's extra intense. Go watch some Ilya training clips of him snatching 170 for doubles 4 times in a day. And look at your average CrossFit workout. There's a lot of things Ilya was doing. I think hydration and drinking a little bit of water was probably one of them. But his 80 kilos, I drank water, so I'm probably going to miss it. Let's hope. Let's hope I'm wrong. Got a little sketchy, a little too much. I got water off to the side. Full disclosure, been hydrating during the workout, so I'm not at optimal performance. I don't have optimal performance metrics right now. I've drank water throughout the day, so I do apologize for this subpar performance. Oh, this guy's a clown. I love it. I don't want to listen to the rest of it. Guy just said excess adipose tissue is not a cause. That is very true. It is the effect of eating too much food and not exercising enough. I have never met anyone that's like the cause of your. I mean, like having excess adipose tissue will cause you other problems, but it itself wasn't caused by itself. That makes no sense. It was the effect of prior poor decisions. As no cause itself, that doesn't make any sense. I love this guy. I almost stopped drinking water. See how long I make it. Then 90 kilos now. I'm all happy, so I feel like I might power snatch okay. Sends a signal to store body fat is eating too much calories. All right, you gotta focus. This guy's a clown. It wasn't a very pre-rip, so I'm just going to stay at that weight and do another single there. The original goal was 3 singles at 80, so it's more aggressive, but I think I can do a better rep, especially through here, and get it to be a bit more vertical. So we'll do 90 again, make it look better. I had to take a break for the podcast because I was laughing a little too hard. Calories in, calories out doesn't work. Also, here's anecdotal evidence showing that proves my case. Well, I don't really care about anecdotes. Because my anecdote of calories in, calories out works, cancels out your anecdote of some random lady. Dude, I love it. I love it. I'll be interested to see how he approaches, because the guy seems like a charlatan, and Zach Challenger's talked about that, and dealing with those or just like recognizing them to see if he's able to actually see it or if not. But it'll be interesting to see, or maybe the rest of the podcast will convince me that the guy is right. But he doesn't have to do a lot better than trying to use fancy words and anecdotes, because I've listened to people who make those arguments before, and they're not very strong ones. All right, 90 kilos, one more single, and then move on to some power clean and split jerks. Oh, I missed that. I just didn't extend well enough, and that makes me want to retry it because I just wasn't focused up on it. I just have to try harder. That's all it is, because it's basically there, and I'm sure when I look back at the video, it'll look super close, but I got it here, and I just didn't finish that extension. That's all it is. It's just getting into my hips a bit more. So, honestly, I'm just going to chalk up and redo it right here, because it's only 90 kilos, so I just need to focus up. Put a little chalk on, and just hit the weight. Less stinky, more lifty. All that was just more focus. Those are kind of misses that they discourage me a bit, but not enough to ever throw off training, because it's much more mental than it is anything physical. And I always come back and make them, but I want to get rid of those misses. But a lot of that's just overthinking about the lift, or just not finishing a pull, or it's something technical, and then you just come back and correct it. But I'll end it there and do some power clean and jerks, see how those go. We're just going to jump right into the power clean and jerks, see how they feel. Do 60, 80, 100, and potentially 3 singles at 100. I might take another jump up to 111. We're using straps just to make sure that I 100% commit to doing the power. Although it's light enough to where it'll kind of just be a power by default. Nothing crazy there, so let's go up to 80. The guy just said it's impossible to know how many calories you burn, how much energy you expend. I really don't. You literally just measure your body weight. I actually don't. If you measure your body weight on a consistent basis, you'll be able to measure if your body weight is going up or down, and you know how much energy you're expending. You probably can't tell exactly how much energy you expend, but nobody could tell that, nor is it really that important to be that precise. But if you measure and say you eat 2,000 calories and you lost a pound, then you know how much you would need to maintain, how much you would need to lose. You can't figure out how much you need to eat. You literally can. It's very, very simple nowadays. It's 80 kilos, so strap up again. I'm not strapping on these for any particular reason, I suppose, other than to force myself to be limited in how much weight I do, but I don't really want to go heavy on these. Easy peasy. I think I'll just go up to 102 just to throw the other blue on there. The guy just said, is it possible to overeat if you don't eat highly palatable foods, like processed foods like Doritos and stuff? I guarantee I could force myself to overeat. If you eat rice or chicken or beef or whatever, you could have the healthiest diet. I can force myself to eat too much. I've done it before. It is very possible. It's not very fun. I wouldn't say it's necessarily unsustainable. It's more sustainable because you have to cook all that food, but it's very possible. It's not a complicated thing. You just literally keep eating. Our bodies work perfectly. My body's working perfect right now. I don't have any pain or discomfort. I have to wear glasses because my body works so perfect that my eyes are having astigmatism, so they're misshapen, but it's perfect. Oh god. I feel good. It's like my favorite training session I've ever done. And so I'm relieving so much stress through lifting weights and listening to this guy. Jesus. Faces your mommy. Oh, the caveman, they were super healthy. Let's eat how the caveman did and die at 30 because we have a tooth infection. One of the big reasons he's talking about like lays and like mess with your mind and stuff. The big reason that junk food is it's easy to overeat. It's calorically dense. If you look at like an oatmeal cream pie, like one of those, you could eat it in 2 seconds and it'd be done. If you had that much in calories in chicken breast, it would take much longer. You could eat that much calories in chicken breast. It's possible, but it's not as easy as just eating oatmeal cream pie. So sure, he's talking about whatever like ancestral things in our brain are being triggered, but anyone's body wants more calories. That's the only drive of it, is it wants more food because food used to be scarce. And because now it's not scarce, it's very easy to get. Even if you want to eat all healthy food, it's very easy to attain very quickly. I don't have to go kill chickens and cows and stuff to eat food or raise my own corn and stuff. I just go down to the store and buy some. And the same is true of healthy or unhealthy food. So I want to do 102 again, and then I'll think above with 111. That's why I haven't went to reset the camera, because I'm just going to do it again right here. Power clean felt a little difficult, but not anything where I'm like, oh my goodness, I couldn't add weight. It was just like, oh, that wasn't as easy as 80. RPE, not 80 kilos. I want to know how to not track my food and eat as much as I want. What is the secret? The secret is not caring how much you weigh. Then you can eat whatever you want, however much or little you want. Tone tells the body what it's receiving. Thank you. I didn't know that. Whew. All right, we're going to go up to 111 from there. I'm going to reset the camera, make sure I don't run out of space or anything weird on that, but it feels pretty decent. I don't feel super fast on them, but it's only the first time I've done them, I suppose, but straps, I guess, make me feel slower too. So 111 should be fine, but that'll be my last set, and then we'll get the rack ready for some work. Okay, I just quoted Liver King, known charlatan, saying we know what people have been eating. when you quote Liver King, that's not a good quotation to have. Quoting a guy who literally lies to everyone blatantly and then pretends like his whole family eats organ meat all the time. Alright. 111. Focus up. Make this look easy. I want to really focus on my left arm getting under. I feel like on the last one, it wasn't anything extreme, but I felt like I was a little bit either slow on the left side or it dipped down a little bit when I caught it. But just focus on getting the elbows under. That's actually the one benefit of straps, doing like power cleans and stuff, is you really have to focus on moving your arms under quickly to catch it in a good position. Cells in culture until 1955. Okay, so by 1955, we're just now learning about how human cells even work, right? In the 1970s, by the 1970s, almost 70% of food in grocery stores was ultra processed. So that was, was it Eisenhower, the president, when they? So I saw something. I have no history. Okay, so there was a very interesting. It was a video on YouTube where certain things occurred in history that affected the trajectory of history. One of them was actually this guy. He couldn't get it in France, so he had to go up to London to get it. So he got it in London, stayed in London. The British Royal Navy were able to have canned foods. Now I remembered I was supposed to do push press instead of jerks, but that's not because I actually wanted to do jerks. I actually just forgot. But probably make some adjustments, and to the next couple exercises, I might not do the front squats and jerks since I did the jerks here. And I don't know if I really want to do push presses. Honestly, might just call it a day there. I felt like that was a pretty productive session, and I could potentially mess around with this last day because it was the only day of the week that was, I don't want to say thrown together, but it was like I was unsure of how much to do because I train every day. I want to make sure that I'm not doing too much on a particular day if I have a heavier session like tomorrow. So I think that's probably what I'll do because 111 power clean is relatively heavy for me. I mean, my best technically, I suppose, I think is 147 best power clean and jerk, but doing anything above 130 is extremely difficult. So it's a relatively heavy percentage. And same with the power snatches. So I think it's a good workout. A good light workout, get a little sweat in. So I think I'll go in and eat some ultra high processed food and drink lots of water. Get super hydrated and try to get as much processed crap in my body as possible. But that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Bit of a shorter workout, I suppose, but it'll probably end up being a longer video just because it's a mic'd up one. But talk to you all on the next one. Have a great day. Peace.